I don't know exactly when it started. I just know that at some point, leaving began to feel easier than staying. Not just leaving jobs, not just leaving situations, but leaving people. And that's a strange thing to realize because on the surface, nothing dramatic changed. We still talk about commitment, we still talk about connection, but somewhere underneath, the cost of walking always dropped. And once that happens, everything else starts to feel different. I started noticing it in small moments, not in big breakups, not in obvious endings, in pauses. In the way effort suddenly felt suspicious, like if something really mattered, it shouldn't feel this hard. I remember thinking more than once, why I'm trying so much here? And that thought didn't come from anger, it came from comparison, from knowing somewhere in the background that there were other options. That's when it started to feel uncomfortable. Not because relationship become force, but because staying stopped feeling obvious. We live in systems that reward replacement. If something doesn't fit, you switch. If it slows you down, you upgrade. Most of the time, that logic makes sense. But I keep wondering what happens when the logic quietly becomes how we treat people too? Nothing looks broken right away. People still meet, they still care, they still get close. But closeness feels lighter now, more careful, almost professional. I don't think people became colder. I think they became aware of alternatives. And once you're aware of alternatives, commitment starts to feel like a decision you have to keep defending. I noticed it in myself how quickly patience ran out, how fast effort turned into doubt. Not because something was wrong, but because leaving was always there, waiting. Sometimes nothing goes wrong. It just starts feeling like you're putting in more than you are supposed to. And I don't know when that became the measure. But once it does, relationships begin to thin. They don't end loudly, they don't collapse, they just stop holding weight. I don't think it makes anyone heartless, it makes people careful. In a world where staying isn't protected. And maybe that's the part that stays with me. That when people start to feel replaceable, relationships stop feeling like places you rest. They start feeling like places you're only passing through. I don't know exactly what that means for love, but I do know this. When staying stops feeling natural, relationships don't really stand a chance.